All right, developing now, even before the Great Flood of 2016, homeowners here in Louisiana were discussing flood insurance, and now it seems more important than ever.
That's right. It's a hot topic, and changes are coming from FEMA's flood insurance program. Joining us now to tell us all about it, Congressman Garret Graves. Congressman, welcome back to the show. Before we get into it, why don't you give viewers just a little flood insurance 101? Who has to have it, and why is it so important?
Yeah, sure. So basically anybody that has a mortgage, for the most part, technically it's a government-backed mortgage, but most of us do. If you have a government-backed mortgage and you're in a flood zone, then you are required for the life of your mortgage to get flood insurance. And so, look, in some cases, this may be a few $100s a year. In some extreme cases right now, it may be a few $1,000s a year. But under some of the changes that are being put in place right now, in fact, starting tomorrow, worst April Fool's joke ever, we've seen rates going from maybe $500 a year to $7,000, $8,000, or even $9,000 a year. So this could have a huge impact on the affordability of homes in some areas of South Louisiana.
Okay, so what is happening in Congress that y'all are working on to help to keep those prices down? I know when we talked to Senator Cassidy, that's one of the things that y'all were working on to help provide some relief to homeowners here in Louisiana.
Well, first of all, we've offered amendments to try to prevent this from being fully implemented until they have better information out there, being able to explain to homeowners and to renters the cost of these new rates. Second of all, we're working on legislation right now that would actually prevent, or it would govern or put a cap on the rate increase each year, trying to prevent these outrageous rates. Look, I fully believe that we should be coming in and conveying to people what risk they have. But the reality is, especially in South Louisiana, it's kind of unique. We've lost 2,000 square miles of our coast from the south. We drained parts of Canada, New York, and Montana from the north. Because of all of these external factors, you can't charge us in Louisiana for what people in Canada are doing. Yet that's exactly what this new rate structure does. The solution is greater investment in flood protection and restoring our coast and in hurricane resiliency efforts. And that's why we've secured a total of $6 billion in recent years to do that. But you've got to let us get these projects in the ground. Then we can come in and start talking about what changes in flood insurance should look like.
Congressman Graves, lots of hot topics. We could talk to you all day, but quickly before we go, what do you say to those folks whose rates just went skyrocketing for the flood insurance program, and they now are saying they can't afford it? What do you say to those people?
Well, what we say to them is that we've secured this $6 billion to get them better flood protection, that we're working on this legislation and amendments now to help corral or contain these rates or maybe even delay them while we continue building flood protection efforts. But the fact that these changes never even went through the Congress and these were bureaucratic decisions that were made under this administration, I think are really flawed. We've got to have more public participation.
All right, Congressman Graves, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for your time. Have a good afternoon.
Take care. Thank you.
And to the viewers, we'll be right back after this.